Hey everyone, James Niggemeyer here. Thank you for tuning back into the YouTube channel. I'm on the road as I head to really my last big event of the year. I will be talking more about that in the videos to come as we move into next week. But today I'd like to do kind of the week in review for the highlights in pro fishing. Number one, over in Alabama, they had the Ultimate Angler Tournament. And man, what an event. I didn't get a chance to really look into it much throughout the year. And of course, I didn't compete in it, but there was a lot of really noteworthy things that happened at the event. And I wanted to just kind of bring it to your attention. If you didn't know about this, it's something that is definitely interesting. It's exciting for the sport of tournament bass fishing, for the sport of bass fishing, period. The Ultimate Angler Tournament held on Guntersville last week. First place got $500,000. I mean, that's amazing. There hasn't been a purse that big in a while. And then I think second place was like 130 or 150. Third place was like 80 grand. And it just huge payout in this event. And I believe the state of Alabama had something to do with, making this event happen. I'm not exactly sure all the moving parts, but I applaud it. It's an incredible thing. Hopefully they do it again. Hopefully I can make the next one. But I want to say congratulations to Tucker Smith. He won the event. I think after day two, is a 3-day event. And after day two, he had like a 4-pound lead or something like that, real close. He was out in front, and I think he averaged like 25 pounds a day. I don't know what his weight was over the 3-day event, but I know that he won it, and he won $500,000. Tucker Smith. That's incredible. Now, notable is the fact that this is a non-forward-facing event. And really, we have a tendency to kind of clump anglers into forward-facing sonar anglers, non-forward-facing sonar anglers, based on the track record, the events that they've done well in and different things like that. And Tucker Smith, he is a younger guy that's, done really well. I think he qualified for the Bassmaster Classic on the Elite Series this year. So congratulations to him. Awesome event, awesome accomplishment. And then second place was Jacob Wall, and he's also from Alabama. Tucker Smith's from Alabama, Jacob Wall's from Alabama, and he won. He was second, and I think he's either won 130 or 150,000. Third place, also an Alabama guy, which is Randy Howell. He finished third. And then I know Alex Davis was up there really high, and he is a guide on Lake Guntersville. So a lot of Alabama guys heavily, weighted on the Alabama anglers representing in that event. Congratulations to all those guys. I don't have the whole top 10 list, but what an incredible event. Super cool to see an event like this happen. And I happened to catch something on social media that I thought was quite interesting, and I try not to get into the, gossip of our sport, but I think that it's interesting because people recognize Tucker Smith as an outstanding angler and an outstanding angler with forward-facing sonar. He's one of the, probably one of the more notable anglers that really does really well with the new technology. He was on college fishing teams, and then he was part of the team that won that $1 million event on Table Rock that Bass Pro Shops put on a couple years ago. So in 2 events, Tucker Smith won $1 million. So, his partner was Logan Parks, also an outstanding angler. They both fished the Elite Series. Logan Parks, I think, also made the Bassmaster Classic this year. So a lot of great things happening there, a lot of big name pros fishing that event. Hopefully I'll get to fish that event next year. But I happened to notice, getting back to that point, a post on social media. It was basically saying that I think a lot of people distinguish that forward-facing sonar anglers are only good at one thing, and that the non-forward-facing anglers are only good at one thing. And I just want to say this, to paint a broad stroke over all anglers and say that this guy's only good at that and nothing else, and this guy's only good at that and nothing else, I really think that we should really try not to go down that road, because clearly, here's the deal. Anglers that compete at the highest level, they're good. All of them are good. But they may have a greater ability to operate on, in this spectrum or on this line of techniques and the ability to fish certain patterns and presentations. But to kind of broad stroke them all and just say, oh, he's only a forward-facing sonar angler, and just say that forward-facing sonar anglers are only good at that and they're not good at anything else. Those misconceptions within the sport, man, I just wish they would go away. But at any rate, that's something that happened this week. Is a big notable thing. The other thing that happened was there was an announcement by Major League Fishing that the BFLs would be conducted next year, or the rules state that you can only have a 3-hour period where you're able to fish with forward-facing sonar. I want to say first off that I listened to a video with Todd Castledine, and I'll try to post it in the description section here. Forgive me if I don't, but it was on this very topic, and he talked about several different things, and I'm not going to get into about that new ruling, but he did a great job of kind of explaining it, addressing some of the things that really anglers and social media guys that are really kind of posting their comments, their ideas, their beliefs on whether or not this is a good idea, bad idea. He did a good job of addressing that. You might want to go over there and check that out. But really, I think that it's interesting that Major League Fishing is trying some different things, because over the last few years, attendance in pro angling tournaments and in professional tournaments and tournament angling as a whole has dropped off. And even Bassmaster in the Opens this year, Division 1, they didn't even have a full field. In the first event of the season, I'm not even sure I can ever really point to a part or a time when that's ever happened in our sport. They've always filled up the first event of the season. I will say maybe when they came out west and they had a Western Division, they didn't always fill those up. But the West as a whole historically doesn't fill a lot of their events. It's the reason they don't have the Toyotas out there anymore. But that's not a knock on Western anglers, because I'm from California. I'm a Western angler. But at any rate, they did something that's, I think it's, I applaud the idea. I applaud the effort. I think it's important as a tournament organization to try some different things to increase the participation in tournaments. And I mean, regardless, I think it's something that even if not everyone likes it, the effort behind it by the organization is to increase tournament participation. Obviously, it's been going down for a couple years. We don't know if that's directly affected by forward-facing sonar, but at any rate, this is a way to still include forward-facing sonar, to not, quote-unquote, kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater, just to try some different things in order to increase participation from anglers that both like forward-facing sonar and don't like forward-facing sonar. So, interesting thing that Major League Fishing did, and I wish them all the best. Again, I applaud that because they're trying things. And you really, it may not be the best thing for all anglers, but it's probably one of the better things to try to increase tournament participation, because what happens when you have low participation in a tournament? The payouts go down. And with as expensive as fishing is, you gotta have events with higher payouts to make it worth your while. Now, we don't all do it just for the money, but obviously you can't continue to keep doing it if the payouts aren't very good, because this tournament competition is so stiff, and when you get a check, it needs to be, it needs to be substantial. It needs to make sense financially. So that's my video for the week. Just a couple of highlights from Bass Fishing World Week in Review, October 17th, 2025. Hope you guys got something out of it. Love to hear what you guys think. Please drop a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And make sure you go over to my description section. There you'll find links to my merch, Team Niggemeyer Fishing, as well as a discount code for Amphibia eye gear, floating, air cell technology frames that also have the option to have ANSI rated lenses in them. So if anything ever hits you in the eye, It won't cause your eye any additional damage if they were to shatter, because anti-rated lenses, they don't shatter like glass or other materials. Also, check out my Instagram, Facebook, and my website. Until next time, thanks for watching and good fishing.